Honestly, I'd say one thing that TAW really does well is the camaraderie. Like when you're in like an armor squad, for example, you make friends very quickly, and that is something that is very nice. And I don't see much what other divisions or other clans do, but like you can just get in and make new friends almost immediately.
I've been in multiple play groups over the past years, but being in TAW was like from the first weeks already like well in my top 3 favorite play groups to be in, because the people are so nice here.
Genuinely, the people and the feeling of being able to be yourself. There are many people here of many walks of life and from all kinds of different places, and each one of them is honestly always just wonderful to talk to. Everyone's very interesting, and they all make you feel comfortable and relaxed. So I would say the most important thing about TAW, the most great thing is its members, the people.
So, I mean, for me, I would say it's the identity of TAW. Each unit that we got in TAW is like pretty much a flag that's planted in the ground, if you want to call it. It's who we are, this is how we play, and that's what we stand for.
About the division, I would say that ARMA has been a very steadfast division within TAW throughout the entire nearly 10 years that I've been here, and it's existed here before I came. So it's been there through thick and thin. So it's very consistent in the way that it's here and that there's a group playing it, and it's all organized in the manner that it is organized, with some changes happening over the years, of course.
God, I think over the last 12 years, TAW has shown itself to be a reliable place to come back to, even if I've had some stints of being inactive, going away, doing other stuff. I've always been welcome back, and it's been in a lot of ways very joyful to always have a place to come back to and play video games with my friends. And there's been some ups and downs, obviously, but that's life.
My most memorable event was at the very start when I joined the first couple of missions. It was a Middle Eastern mission, and we were very effective, killed everyone, nobody went down for like the first half an hour or so. Then I rounded a corner into a doorway and got a tank shell straight through my face. Somehow survived, and everybody fucking worked on me and rescue me, and we all had a good laugh about it because fucking tank shell to the face, over 100 lacerations.
So, well, I would say my fondest memory would probably be actually before I joined TAW. Actually, it was on Arma 2 Domination. I think that was back in 2012, maybe late 11, and it was on Takistan map, and there was quite a few guys. I think that's where TAW recruited me. I saw these squads, players that all grouped together, and I managed to meet quite a few of them. Very nice players. And back then, Domi was more of an arcade. Well, it was. And then they said, well, if you like to be but on the more Milsim side of things, you should join us. And I did join them.
But overall, I think the nostalgia for me specifically comes from a lot of the friends I've made along the way, like a lot of them who's come and gone, and there are a few of us still here. Wargamer, you're one of them, who I've been playing with for the last 12 years consistently, pretty much. There's lots of good dudes I've met over the years, like too many to name, and in a lot of ways, yeah, I miss some of the banter that I had with the boys back in the day, but overall, a lot of the good times still come, so it's all good for me.
Yeah, I also still remember very first day that I joined. I actually joined through Propex, who is still in the Armor Division. He's in Charlie Squad now, which, funnily enough, I became his squad leader after like a year. Which, funny how those tables turn. But when he invited me for Arma, he and I became like new friends that year. I got to know him through other friends that I knew. And at some point, he was like, "Oh, do you have Arma 3?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "Oh, I play on every Thursday and Sunday with this group of people that are like really nice, and would like to play with us one time to see if you like it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try." I'd never played Arma before in my life. I had a few hours on it on public servers, but I'm pretty sure that I just got exploded every time I tried to spawn in, so I really had no experience with Arma before. And this guy gave me like all the credentials for TeamSpeak, made sure I had the mods downloaded, it was just very great. And then when I joined the TeamSpeak as a guest for the first time, this was a week or two before I joined TAW. It was essentially, he was like, "Yeah, so I'm actually in support, so you won't be playing with me. But instead, here's this really nice group of people. They're Charlie Squad, and yeah, good luck. I have to go to my own channel now." And then he asked Mark, when he was still around, if he could take good care of me. And then, yeah, he just left me with Charlie Squad. And then Charlie essentially told me, 'cause you gotta understand, I was still a guest, so I had not officially been inducted into TAW, didn't have a boot camp, didn't have anything. So they taught me everything that I know today, pretty much, with a few exceptions of like badges and whatnot. But, yeah, they just told me to how to play the game in the first ever mission I played with them, which they were still a complete group of strangers. Then I didn't know a single person of them. But yeah, some of them are still around today. Some of them sadly left. I remember our dear squad leader, Corvus, Rex, Nick. They all really helped me get into Arma, and that's just another example of how welcoming this community really is, which I think is really cool. I can still remember that to this day because, well, it wasn't that long ago. It was 2 years ago, almost. And me and Prop still joke about it very often. So yeah, it's a very clear memory, which was it was great. Honestly, that's it.
Yes, definitely personal gain, definitely. Like all the friendships and laughs I've managed to gather thanks to TAW and the community in here. And personal life, just recently, thanks to me starting a new security job, just the radio communications that they didn't have to explain to me.
Well, it actually got me the job that I have now, honestly, because I used it in reference material, and they really liked the idea of a international non-profit organization being in a leadership role, getting people together, and that whole draw. But so it actually helped me get the job that I have now at the Ministry of Defense. But other than that, it is. I mean, my God, TAW has had a massive impact on my life. I mean, it got me through COVID depression. Just the idea of being with a group of people that have like a common enjoyment or a common goal or a thing they want to do together just really helped. It's massively helped my communication with strangers. I mean, obviously nobody here's a stranger anymore, but initially I always had trouble really talking to people, being very extroverted, and like I said before, here I have the feeling that I can be myself, which allowed me to really improve my communication skills, as well as now that I've sort of dabbled in more leadership roles, things like management, people management, conflict resolution. I mean, the list goes on. There are many things that TAW has really helped me with, but most importantly, it really has helped me feel me feel comfortable with myself. It's. I know it sounds very sappy, but it genuinely, all of you here and TAW in general has made me feel like a person that is able to be accepted. You know, it really does help being in TAW.
I've kind of learned, thanks to TAW, that well, not necessarily that, but more so how to communicate a lot better. Ever since I was younger, I was very bad at actually phrasing correctly what I meant, and I still kind of suck at it. But TAW really has helped me improve in that a lot. Obviously, I've been a squad leader now for a while. Before that, I was a fire team leader for Charlie. And in those positions, it doesn't really help when people don't know what you mean. So me really learning how to, like, okay, this is what I just heard. I had to digest it, think about how I wanted this to come out, how to phrase it to other people was actually really useful. And where I don't think that I can say, like, set on my resume that, or put on my resume that I was like a team leader in a video game, I don't think that's how that works. I mean, it does. It did help improve a lot of personal things for me. I've started forming my opinion, like my own opinions, a lot more about things that I see. Again, also help them phrase them better, which, yeah, it's all pretty damn good. Other than that, again, the friendship thing that I mentioned earlier, Prop is now one of my best friends. I even met him real life when he still lived in the Netherlands. Great guy, awesome dude. So yeah, TAW has done quite a lot for me.
I think TAW has had a pretty big impact on my real life. Not because when I joined, I was just a kid. I didn't really have any real life experience per se. I don't know how old I'm, but like 18, 17, something like that. I can't remember. And so I think, especially in the early days, because I took up field leadership pretty quickly, and the vast majority of my time in Arma has been, well, it has been leading of some capacity, be it FL, SL, or actually, what's it called? The words and stuff, doesn't matter. It's been a bunch of leadership positions, bunch of admin stuff over the years, and that caused me to become a lot more structured in how I do my work. Especially, I've noticed that in my later careers, that especially today, where I do have to manage some people, and I realize how to play into people's strengths a lot more. And granted, I could probably have picked those skills up naturally outside of TAW, but I think having so many different, personalities and having to work them to work together has really helped me develop as a human, really. So that has been super cool to see, and it's really opened my eyes on online gaming, as it were, because it is all we do, right? It's only gaming, nothing else. No, not really. There's a lot more than that, and so that's been really cool for me personally, and I have reflected on that, and I have actually mentioned it in CVs, as it were, early in the days. I don't do that anymore. I don't really feel like it's perhaps necessary anymore, but it has landed me positions in companies in the past, especially been questioned about the experiences I've had regarding that. So that's been really cool for me.
I would say, which is probably not look proper, but back when you first join, a lot of people usually get shy talking to people. I was certainly pretty very shy, but quiet when I first joined. But certainly, working towards positions like fire team lead, squad lead, makes you a people person, especially if you're not a people person in real life. You do certainly get the hang of talking to people, how to work as a team. because you need a bit of teamwork in real life, though it is kind of be like a dead job nowadays. Yeah, but I'd say TAW definitely impacted my life on being able to speak to other people and being, yeah, as you call it, pretty understanding of other people. Because some people don't like to do that. But being here definitely made me a people's person, and so I think that is a good skill that I've attained from them. Leadership, I'll say that's been good as well.
This is gonna be a meme. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But a new website would be good. Nah, I mean, nothing in particular. It would be great, getting Arma 4 and getting a new website. But there's nothing in particular that I'm just feel like I'm totally missing. TAW constantly tries to evolve with the times, although it can be a bit of a beast in terms of catching up with things. It's understandable to a degree that you don't want to rush into things necessarily either, make decisions too hasty that might cost you members or more problems down the line. So I feel like TAW's developing with the times. It's just doing it at its own pace, and not everyone has the patience for it in terms of waiting for those implementations to be made.
I mean, what I've liked about TAW the most was mostly the structure that it offered. I've never really stepped out of Arma into the further hierarchy of TAW, whatever you call it. So I'm not too familiar with everything that comes down from that, I guess. But I've noticed, well, in the year I had a break, I had a job, and it was a bit too much to actually do a lot of work in TAW as well. But took a break, and then when I came back, apparently the division closed and opened again, which tells me that there is a very good structure here that they actually wanted to keep going, and Arma actually managed to set that up again. So I think that the structure that TAW offers enables people to really put in a lot of work, and keeps people coming back, not from coming back. Yeah, and I also like to see, just keep advertising, keep the engagement up. Of course, we need people everywhere, I guess, and it's always fun to be a bigger group.
More members, obviously. The more the merrier. And also, I think what might be really cool is exchange events. So people like maybe promoting more unity among different divisions. So having a couple of guys from different divisions, just talk to each other, play some games together, or maybe join in with like some of the events that we do and that we do as well. Because I think that might really, I think that might be quite fun, just to see people from other divisions and speak to them, play with them, and I think it might even make it so that a lot of our communities within TAW will become a little more active and connected.
I would say TAW needs to be quick on adopting newer technology. Discord was one that was kind of slow, but we're still clinging or trying to be very slow in using Discord at its full potential, because at least the younger generation, they see Discord as a very ease of access place. I know they're adding facial recognition for age restricted stuff, but Discord has a lot of functions that we, at least in our battalion, should use, and it will be beneficial to us. For example, being able to set up it's like bots pretty much, but the bots can set up special events, and each squad will have a little tick, and they can see who's of the squad's not available, so they can see what the attendance of the entire squad will be. If it's going to be bad, then we can adopt to it. bit of foresight on that, especially on field command, we'll be able to plan the mission accordingly. But because we don't do that because of the bot rules being very stringent, which shouldn't be. I mean, it's. I can see why you want to have it like a universal rules regarding that, but each unit is very different in its own way, especially the games. So we should open it up to be a bit more fluid on that approach, especially with like Discord, because you get more recruits from than anything else. And especially with Arma 4, we don't have to use the TFR add-on anymore for TeamSpeak. I don't see us using TeamSpeak that much anymore. Once that game comes out, it'll be purely Discord, I reckon. Because, I'm going to have to say that it's just been a quick adoption with technology and give each unit a bit more control for stuff like this.